Hello. I want to share with you something that I've been doing, not really as a New Year's resolution. I just came across this little journal at Target a couple of weeks ago now, I guess. And it's been super helpful. And so I wanted to share, I'm not selling the journal or anything. I just wanted to share the prompts in it, which are what really has made a difference. When I started this channel, it was important that I do three things. One is be authentic. I don't know how to be any other way. So you're always going to get that. The second thing was to be helpful and then also to be consistent. I've been trying to be more consistent. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Kim. I am on a mission to make my last decades my best decades. I'm 60. I'm hoping I have another 3 good decades left. And I lead a bit of an unconventional life for a 60-year-old in that I am in grad school. I start my third year on Monday, and I will graduate in December of this year and to become a therapist. So I work as a nanny. That is a conducive schedule to being in school full time. And I am an empty nester as of about a year and a half ago. I have 3 adult children, 3 adult daughters that I raised essentially by myself after I left my narcissistic ex-husband when they were little. This journal is called Do What Makes You Happy. And it has been, this is only, what is today? The 10th, but it has been so already life-changing. So I just wanted to share the prompt. So the story of this journal was I went to Target for something else. It was close to the beginning of the year, and you walk by the calendar area, and I was like, I love paper and pens and all that kind of stuff, but I was like, nope, 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 nope. And then I just looked a little, and then I found this, and I saw the prompts, and I was like, oh, I think that's something I would keep up with. So I picked it up. It was $12, and then I walked around and got my other stuff, and then I put it back. I was on my way to put it back. I'm like, I'm just going to take a picture of the prompts because those I think will help me. I sit down with my journal in the morning. I'm a morning person, and many mornings I just get stuck. So then I get distracted. It's like I don't know what to write, and it's just I'm not consistent with it. So I went to take pictures, and the little thing on my phone spin, 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 black. My phone died. It is dying all the time lately. So that was my sign from the universe that I did, in fact, need to purchase this $12 journal. And I'm very glad I did because I wouldn't have remembered any of these prompts. And I didn't have a pen in my purse, or the cheat me would have been like, let me just write down the prompts. I didn't have a pen. When I filmed this the first time, I thought this was backwards, but it is not backwards. So this is what it looks like. It's a 2-page spread. This will not get me through the year. I think it was 120 pages, so 120 days. But the things I like about it, first off, and you could just use a regular journal. You don't need to go buy this journal. As a matter of fact, I think it was the last one at the store I was at. But I like that it's undated. So you just circle the month and the day at the top. When I try to do a planner, I am not consistent a lot of the times. That's one of my personal struggles, is keeping something up, staying consistent with it. Then I see the blank page and I just beat myself up about it. So I like this because if it's January 5th and I skip the 6th, when I get to the 7th and decide to go back to it, I can just pick up where I left off. I don't have to skip a blank page, and that harasses me and haunts me all year. So I don't know if anybody else is like that, but it's not good. So I like that. And then there's like a morning section is the way I do it, and an evening section. So there's 4 sections in the morning section. I'm just going to give you those and give you some examples of what I've done. The first one is my daily intentions. I'm a kind of person that rolls out of bed. I do take time in the morning. I'm obviously old enough that I can't just set my alarm for 6 o'clock and leave the house at 6:30. I have to get up at 5 to leave at 6:30. But I don't really think about the day ahead. It's not like I'm like preparing and all of that. So this has been good because it just helps me think about, oh, what would I like to accomplish today? What things do I want to think on today? What feelings do I want to have today? Whatever. You could use it in whatever way you want. For me, one of my days, my daily intention was to read when I have downtime and to watch my thoughts. I had listened to a podcast where, and I know this, but it was fresh on my mind, that we create what we focus on. So if we're having negative thoughts and thinking this will never work or this is never going to get any better or whatever, we can create that reality for ourselves. So I wanted to be aware of it that day and then to try to finish a book that I was reading. So anyway, it just, I don't know. I've just found that by doing this in the morning, do I get all those things done? No, but I think about them. Whereas before, when I didn't try to think of any intentions for the day just kind of happened, unless I had a list. But this doesn't feel so much like a list. It's like, what will I feel good about having done at the end of the day that I could put down here? The next section is gratitude. We all know there's all kinds of studies that talk about how important gratitude is to mental health, to positive well-being, to hopefulness, but I'm terrible at it. I i i just, that's not where I usually go in my mind, is to gratitude. So this has been great for me, and I've done little things and big things that also have helped me, first of all, to be thankful that day. If I'm grumpy or, don't want to go to work or whatever, it does kind of help to be, to just focus on those few things. With this one I have opened up, one of the things I was grateful for was this little journal. It's making me more intentional. And then the next so the first section, I'll put this in the description. So if you want to recreate this in your own notebook or whatever, you can. The first one was my daily intentions. The second section is my daily gratitude, and there's a slot for 3 things. And then the next one is my daily self-care. So there's my buddy. He made a really bad decision this week. I'll talk about it more because it's one of the things I put in my journal. Oh, do you know I'm talking about you? Yeah, I'm going to air all your dirty laundry. You were a bad, bad, bad doggy this week. I'm not great at self-care. I was not really taught self-care. My mom was not great at self-care. I didn't go to the dentist, but wasn't my fault, but till I was like 19, I think, ever. Like never as a kid. I didn't start washing my face at night until I was like 52, and that was because my kids were horrified. I have 3 daughters. I'm just not great at it. I'm not great at it. I'm trying to get better, but it doesn't come naturally. So my friend Kathy has helped me a lot with that. This little section, you can put what things you want to do to take care of yourself. Now, when I think of self-care, we think bubble bath and a face mask. I mean, it could be that, but like for me, it's what things do I know will help me feel good during the day and at the end of the day. So the day I have open, I put journal, do my shoulder rotations that have been life changing, read. I tend to try to scroll and dissociate instead of picking up a book that I will end up loving. Drink water while I'm at work because I get busy and I don't drink. Do box breathing, like I set a timer that day for every hour to go off, and if I could, I tried to do just a little bit of box breathing, which is breathing in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, rest for 4, and to look up a primary physician. I did not do that. But anyway, things to do to take care of yourself that you want to try to do that day. And then the final section, so again, daily intentions, then daily gratitude, then daily self-care, and then the last one is today's mood, and it has a bunch of descriptive words like calm, sad, happy, tired, angry, grateful, anxious, da 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 da. And I usually pick a couple of those, and it's just kind of good. It's actually been interesting to go back and look at that. I was doing that before I started filming, and I'm optimistic on a lot of mornings. I didn't feel optimistic. I don't think I was lying. I'm sure I probably was, but anyway, it's just kind of a good check-in. So that's what I do in the morning, and then up at the top, you just pick the month. So like January, and then today I would circle the 10. That's what I've been doing in the morning. And then in the evening, I've been trying to take it to bed with me and do a check-in for this other side of the page. And those things are, I love this, things that made me happy today. I think maybe you're like this too. I forget to, I just forget to kind of re-go over things. I'm so focused on just moving forward and getting things done that I just kind of don't stay in the moment. And so this has been really good for me to kind of reflect back on the day. Or if I don't, um, sometimes I take it to bed and then I'm just too tired. I will do it in the morning before I do my AM section for that day. It's been really good to go back and pick out some things that made me happy. One of them recently was I just got monetized a couple of days ago, which is mind blowing. Made $3, but hey, it's something. And then it could be little things like I mentioned. I'm a nanny. I take care of it's 4 kids, but 3 of them are in school during the school week, and I take the youngest one to a lot of therapy. She has a genetic disorder that, I mean, she's doing really well, but she requires a lot of extra therapy. And so it's a big building, and we were walking in, and she was running, and she wants to do everything herself, which is totally fine. And we rounded the corner as we approached the door, and she loves going there, so it's not a scary thing for her or anything. But as we're walking, she just kind of reached over to just grab my hand, didn't look at me or anything. It's just like she knew I was there, and she could grab my hand when she went in. It was really sweet. So that was one that I put on that day. So things that made me happy today, things that bothered me today. Ooh, this is this has been so good for me because I am a people pleaser, raised in an alcoholic home. Both my parents were alcoholics, and I have a hard time with conflict. I have a hard time with negative emotions. I'm the one that wants to make everything okay. And are you okay? Let me help you be okay. And so thinking about things that are bothersome to me is just not my MO. So, but of course, we all have them, whether it's the drive to work sucked, or this person said something that pissed me off, or something made me sad, or whatever. It's really been good for me to revisit those like negative things and try to think of things. I just think that's for personal growth. I think that's an excellent thing for me to do. And then the third section is how can I make tomorrow better? So it's like reviewing your day and going, I woke up this morning because I did not go to bed on time last night and felt like doo doo. And so I have to go to bed earlier tonight. And are you like me? Let's say I have to be at work at 7 o'clock. A lot of mornings, and I commute. I live in a suburb of the northern side of Dallas, and I commute into Dallas, and it can be hairy some mornings. And so I usually need to leave the house like by 6:20 or so. I have to get up early. That was my point. I have to get up like at 5 to be to work, have a little bit of downtime, and leave on time to drive 30 to 40 to 45 minutes to work. And I need at least 7 hours of sleep. I also wake up in the night because I'm 60. And so I feel like I have to start getting ready for bed at like 6:30. Like I'll tell myself like at 7:30 or 8, okay, it's time to go to bed. So I'm asleep by 9. And it's like it just doesn't, it doesn't happen. So a lot of mornings, what will make the day better tomorrow is go to bed on time. So I'm going to try getting ready for bed because I also have to walk my dogs. I live in an apartment. And I just feel like I need to start the whole process at like 6:30. It's not like I have some elaborate routine. I guess I just get sidetracked a lot. I don't know. And my phone is an issue. Is a phone an issue for a lot of you all? It is an issue for me, getting distracted on my phone. So those are the 3 things in the evening to take stock of. Things that made me happy, things that bothered me. How can I make tomorrow better? And then the final little section has just little spots to put in how many hours of sleep you got. I keep doing this and then I cut myself off the screen. What time you went to sleep, what time you woke up, and then the quality of your sleep. There's like a star system. And then it has the little outlines for like hydration cups that you can fill in, which I'm a good water drinker, but it's helped me be conscious every day of, how much I'm drinking and when I'm drinking to make sure I get enough in. So that is my little journal. This little thing on top, one of my daughters got me at Christmas. You can put your pin in there, and there's always a pin with it. I took it off, obviously, to film this. But anyway, that's the Do What Makes You Happy journal. I'm not selling this journal. Again, I tried not to buy this journal, but I had to. and it's been making a positive influence for me. So tell me in the comments, do you journal? Is it something you've done for a long time? Do you want to take up journaling? And I'll put these prompts down below. So if you want to try this in your own journal, if you get stuck or distracted like I do, maybe it'll be helpful. All right, I'm going to start saying every time at the end of my videos, it's not too late. You're not too old. Okay, say that out loud. It's not too late. I'm not too old. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one.